What is up, guys? Once again at the shop. Today we're doing a bit of an experiment. I have this sheet of polypropylene that I bought. This is 4 millimeters. And today I'm experimenting with a few fast catch boomerangs that I want to make. So they're based on a few different models. A few of them are made out of wood. So there's this one, there's the fluid with holes on the wingtips, and it's slightly slimmer. This is the regular fluid with no holes on the wingtips. Then I have this modified tri-fly boomerang that I'm just going to remake out of polypropylene. Why not? Then this one that I just cut on the laser cutter, or I made the template with a laser cutter. And it has 3 holes. It's designed by Manuel Schutz. And we have this other design here. And this part here is just to show where the undercut of the wing will be on the underside. So experimenting just because I need to get better at fast catch. Fast catch is when you throw a boomerang 5 times and you catch it 5 times as quick as possible. Anyways, let's get to cutting. So this is all new to me. Here I am cutting the polypropylene with a very fine blade with a lot of teeth. This generated too much friction and it would melt the polypropylene and then it would stick back together on itself. So I decided to change the blade for something with less teeth that made a rougher cut, but it removed more material. And this helped a lot. Then I had a nice clean cut, but still had a little bit of that melting residue. So this is a new experience for me cutting polypropylene. It's the first time I do it, and I noticed that whenever I was using the jigsaw, if I hold the saw too long in one place, the plastic melts. I'll have to sand it off, which I'm thinking it'll melt the plastic and it'll create these like sticky plastic buildups. Here, let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, there it goes. That's just all melted plastic that hardened again. And just like I say, the best tip or advice I can give to anybody who's starting to make boomerangs is just start. Because once you start, you learn all these little things like me cutting polypropylene. I didn't even think that melting the plastic could be a problem, but it is. So yeah, you learn. All right, next I am gonna just clean up the edges, make sure they're nice and clean, and then give them airfoils, leading edge, trailing edge. Hopefully I don't melt too much plastic. All right, so we give it a go. Trying to get a feel for it, seeing if it's melting the plastic, if it's getting material off. But here you can see occasionally like the melting plastic will build up on the wingtips, but then I'll just give it a quick pass or just pull it off and then it just flies off. Yeah, so it wasn't bad. I mean, this does take longer than making a wooden boomerang, I will have to say, or maybe it just took me longer because I'm just trying to learn how to work with this material. All right. Yeah, it's been more challenging than I thought to sand polypropylene. It just kind of melts and then it sticks to the edges. It's all right. I mean, it's a learning experience, so I'll be interested to see how they fly. Sanding polypropylene is not fun. Just finished these. And you get these rough edges because the polypropylene will melt and then it cools down and then it re-sticks to itself. And then you get these really rough edges. Yeah, it felt like it took me forever, but I'm learning. Now I'm just going to give it some sanding on the edges. Then I'll take them out on the field and we'll see how they work. Hopefully I have a new fast catch boomerang that I could use in competition. Also, I forgot to show you guys whenever I drilled all the holes. This one was a bit of a challenge, but the smaller ones on the wingtips weren't that bad. Oh, this is good. Everything just falls off with a few passes from some sandpaper. I thought this could be more problematic, but oh, look at that. Not bad.
A few minutes later.
At the field, got the boomerangs here. I pulled out this wooden fluid so we can test it out first, just to get a baseline and compare it to the polypropylene. I think this will be great for wind just because it's a little bit heavier. So yeah, let's try it out. I'm gonna keep the rubber bands on just because it's a little bit windy. The rubber bands will help it some. Nice. Oh, great return. Okay, a little bit long, not bad. Let's compare it to this one. Here it goes. It's also hard to see just because, oh, that's perfect. Nice. Just need to adjust the throw. It'll come back no problem. We've established that this one is a success. Now let's try the fluid with the holes on the wingtips. It's also slightly slimmer on the width of the wingtips. So let's try it out. Here goes. Nice. Oh, I lost it. Blends in with the clouds. Okay, maybe less power. All right, let's try it again. Ooh, kind of slipped there. I can't see it. There it is. Yeah, I think some rubber bands might help the flight. Anyways, I would consider that a success. All right, now we try this 3-blader. Very basic design. Here it goes. Oof. That one generates a lot more drag. Just need to adjust on the throw just because the wind keeps changing. But I think this might be a great windy day boomerang just because of all the holes. All right, I have a feeling this one is going to be hard to throw just because it's going to generate a ton of drag. Ooh, that was a low throw. Nice. Hit the bike. Okay, let's adjust the throw. Let's try it again. Nice, that was a good one. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, I need to give it a little bit less layover. I did give it a little bit of layover just because the wind died. Last attempt, here it goes. Nice. Woo, coming in low. That was cool. I would consider all of these boomerangs a success. That was a good experiment. Glad I did it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I think they will still need a bit of a tuning, and also maybe a couple of them could use some rubber bands just to keep the flight a little bit lower and maybe slow them down towards the end of the flight. They all flew great. I mean, it is a bit windy today. Just to say, experiment with boomerangs. Don't take my word for it. Make your own. Try stuff. That's the only way you'll learn. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.